traveling from Dubai to India, there's a meze platter. And if there's no Mutabel, I'm disappointed. I'm like, how can there not be Mutabel? Mutabel has to be a part of it, right? Like, you need to have Mutabel, bro. How can you not have Mutabel on a flight back to India, right?
Hello and welcome to the Made of Me show. I'm Abhishek Gaur and
I'm Anushka Michandani.
This is our second episode of Chit Chat and Chai with us. And today we are in the presence of actual greatness. We're in the presence of a national treasure. He has played 59 times for India. He has 7 50s, 21 catches, 2 stumpings, almost 10,000 first class runs with 22 tons, 52 50s at an average of 40 plus. To say IPL legend would be to quote it lightly. He has almost 5,000 IPL runs in 205 matches with an average of 30, slight roundup on that side, with 27 50s. 3-time IPL champion. कुछ लोग को तो एक बार भी नहीं मिल रहा. He's won it 3 times in 2 different franchises. Orange cap holder in 2014 with 660 runs in a season. I have watched him as a 9-year-old. I mean, not him being 9. I have been a 9-year-old watching him in the India-Pakistan bowl-out in 2007 World Cup. I have seen him as a young man, again me being the young man, into 2021 IPL final where I was in the stadium and I watched him play that blistering 31 and 15. And for me to sit here across from him is not only a great honor, but it's also such a humbling experience that I'm just grateful in this moment. Not only to say he's my guest on, let's face it, our show, but to have him here, I can call him and say, Robin bro, how are you? You need something, I need something. Just to have that, I am so grateful. So I present to all of you the one, the only Robin Uthappa.
Thank you, dude. What is that introduction, man?
I've been practicing this where whoever's coming onto the show, I want to really gas them up completely, get that energy flowing. So yeah, how are you feeling?
I'm very awkward right now.
Very awkward. Perfect. Let's lean into the awkwardness. So what is your psychological fear in life?
Psychological fear in life? Wow. Fear? The fact, I don't know, maybe something that I won't succeed at something that I want to succeed at. Perhaps that. It could be, and that could range from providing to my family to achieving what I want to achieve in this life. You know?
You think that's deep-rooted due to your profession being in such a highly competitive country, and that's just built in you that you have to always have the foot on the accelerator?
Well, that realization came late, to be honest, because growing up, I just kind of went with the flow, man. I grew up in a house where cricket became a form of escape for me, but my parents did everything to support me, and I think they did the best they could with what they had, and I think they did an incredible job with what they had. Having said that, it was also a lot for me to get away from. For anyone who knows my story, knows that I've been through my ups and downs because of my personal life. But cricket has been everything for me. As in, my first memory of myself as a human being is of me playing cricket. And funnily, my mum actually posted a picture on that when I retired from Indian cricket. She put up a picture on Instagram. I was like, man, that is actually my first conscious memory of myself. But yeah, it's been one heck of a ride, and I'm so grateful for it. And I think I'm one of the few lucky ones in the world who's been able to pursue his passion as a career. And I remember telling my mum when I was 8 years old, I don't care if I earn 10 rupees from this. This is what I want to do for a living. And my mom was like, wow, like, where is this guy saying this kind of stuff from? And I did that, and it's been a full life so far.
Wow.
And so we'll start with your most recent big moment in terms of cricket, which was the 2021 IPL final, which you had played a crucial role in as well, and which was in Dubai. So what we'll slightly lean into is, it was the first year post that COVID IPL where there were no crowds. There was some capacity crowds opening, 30%. Your new team campaign here in Chennai now, it's full Thala vibes. How was that transition for you, going from first no crowds, obviously cricket being such a sport in India where it becomes so much about the cricketer and the connect with the audience and not as much about the game. It's so, that connection is so pure within the audience and the cricketer. That love is so pure, and to take that completely away and then to come back into a new bubble, how was that for you, not only as a cricketer but also to balance your personal life, going from bubble to bubble, campaign to campaign? How was that?
Well, the bubble life was hard, to be very honest. It was challenging to the extent that it could affect your mental health, because you're, especially when we were playing domestic cricket. I remember before the IPL, we were playing like within a bubble itself, and in that what we were doing was we were supposed to be in our room for the most part of the day, and we'd get 1 hour to go to the gym and come back into the room. We can't meet anybody else, even though we're all on the same floor. You can't go to your teammates' rooms. The only conversation you can have is at the door. You kind of speak to whoever is closest to you. Otherwise, you're in your room, and then you go out for practice, which is for 2 hours. Again, you go through a corridor. You come back through a corridor. You have separate lifts for you, so you come up and go up through that. And the quarantine, I think, was by far the hardest, because I think, as in not to take away what people generally went through during the quarantine or during that lockdown in our lives. I'm speaking within just the aspect of playing cricket in a bubble, right?
Yeah.
I'm not talking about life in a bubble.
Yeah.
Within the aspect of playing cricket in a bubble, it was definitely challenging. I wouldn't compare it to life outside, because people were dying and people were suffering and people are losing their loved ones, and there's no replacement to all of those things. There's no comparison to all of those things.
But that added pressure then comes on to you, because people were looking at cricket as a
The only source of
escape, only
entertainment
source
at that
of
point in time. Yeah,
entertainment
for
and
sure.
anything.
And well, I think you use what motivates you, and at that point, I think it was challenging just being in that kind of situation, because you're in a situation where food's kind of delivered to your room. You don't have a choice of what's being delivered. You're in a room, you're isolated, you can't meet anyone, you're just there for 14 days, and then you go out, and when you go out, this is how you go out, and out of the gym, then back again, then 2 hours of practice and back again, but within the corridor, you don't meet anybody else. So it like initially it's a novelty, but after a point it kind of gets to you. But when you moved to the IPL, you felt like, and it was, I think the 2021 IPL, the 2020 IPL is complete lockdown.
Yeah,
that was
cool.
also here.
Yeah.
In
That was
Dubai,
also in Dubai,
right?
yes. Correct.
And that was complete lockdown. We did the full 9 yards, 14 days of quarantine, can't meet anyone, then just practice and then back, and it was weird IPL, like weird experience, honestly. No crowds whatsoever. You have fake crowd sounds just to kind of bring up the intensity a little bit.
That me as an audio engineer, IPL, you need to do better, because I could tell it's the same one person screaming woo non-stop. Please.
I've actually always been curious to know how it is to be like on the pitch and hear that kind of crowd around you. I'm sure that makes a difference to how you perform on
Yeah,
the field.
100%,
And
man.
then going from that to COVID must have been, I don't know, a bit like
Yeah, it's like going
Mentally.
into a
yeah.
like into a quiet room where
Yeah.
like a speakeasy.
Yeah, like I can't imagine being on stage and it's fake crowd noise and there's no one in the club, and
Yeah.
they're just telling me I should just play for the sake of
Correct.
Yeah.
play. Like it just.
Yeah, and it came with its challenges, but it also came with its boons, because when you look at a situation like that where the only thing you can do at that point in time is, I think in life you do your best with what you have, right? You play the cards that you're dealt, and those are the cards that were dealt to us at that point in time. And as in a lot of people in the world weren't able to go out there and earn their bread, while we were able to do that and provide entertainment to the people who love the game. So it's a privilege. But again, whatever I'm speaking is within those privileges.
Of course.
These are the
Yeah.
challenges
Yeah,
that we
yeah.
experienced.
Yeah, of
It wasn't like through hell and high water, but it was challenging where it was.
Yeah.
But
No,
it was a new experience for everyone, and
Correct.
that just
Yeah,
because
no
you
one's
were a
used to that,
sportsman doesn't
right?
mean you're used
Yeah.
to it. It's
Yeah,
new
you're
for
not-
you as
yeah.
well.
It was, yeah.
And these rules were changed daily. Like
Yeah.
every day there was a new,
Yeah, you
oh
need to
don't
be
do this,
adaptive.
or don't do that.
I remember, I think in those 2 years, I must have done, through one IPL, I must have done about 70 or 80, those COVID tests. So like
Yeah,
every other day we'd have
every-
to do a COVID test. So
And there was some 48 hours, 72
in those
hours.
2
something
years, I
rule.
must have done at least 200 like
My
swabs.
God.
Yeah,
My
it's not the easiest. After a point, you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, it can be. It was that was the annoying bit.
That
to
can be
go
annoying.
through that over and over again.
And I feel like they did it more with you, like compared to normal people. They would do it more
Yeah.
precisely with athletes just to
Yeah.
make sure.
Yeah, those are the challenging bits. But outside of that, For me, COVID personally, on a personal level, was a huge boon because I got to spend time with my son. I was on the road a lot at that point in time. My son was 2 or 3 years old, and like it was very critical to me as a parent to be able to spend in that first 4 or 5 years. They call it the foundational formation years with a child. So whatever bonds are formed between the parents and the kid happens in that time. So I was like, man, I really want to spend time with my kid, but life and really responsibilities kind of take over as well. For me, to be able to spend that 6-8 months with Neil, my son, and to be able to create that bond with him, I know that my relationship with him is set for life in the sense where I know that I was able to create that bond with him. So for me, it was a massive boon.
No, absolutely. I think that was going to be
The
our
next segue.
next
Yeah.
question. Yes, like we were like of course your like priorities changed once you left cricket, and then you had Neil, and then you had your daughter as well. And how is it going from your like duty towards your nation and then duty to being a dad? How was that change?
Yeah, like no keeping gloves, just
Well,
diapers, no.
yeah. Well, you compartmentalize it. I think you draw it into compartments and say, okay, this is that, this is that, this is that. I think as a young man, your mindset changes, especially when you get into kind of a serious relationship to getting into a marriage and having kids. I think there are different kind of segues or steps in that jump of mindset that happens. And today, as someone who's been married in a relationship for over a decade, um, I'm able to see the sense of why our ancestors or people of the old got married young, or the guys got married young, or people got married young, because you form into those responsibilities. Why people had kids at a younger age, because you want to have kids at a younger age because you have more energy as well. You're able to be that much more of a child as well. At the same time, you don't lose the essence of being a child while being an adult, because you're yourself a child at that point in time, so you're able to connect, and that bond with the child remains. So if I'm 40 and my son's 20, the bond, or if I'm 45 and my son's 20, the bond with him is like solid, because I've had him when I'm 25, when I was still a really young man. So I see the sense in today as a parent. I see the sense in all of that, which it would never occurred to me as a young man. And that's one part of it. And then as a man, you see it from a provision perspective, right? As a man, you want to be able to provide for your wife and your children, your family, right? So from that perspective, also the choices I made with my finances before I was in a serious relationship compared to after I was in a serious relationship, to being in a marriage, to having kids, you don't have foresight. I was able to have for me today, to all of my friends who are at the cusp of getting married or at just entering a serious relationship, I kind of tell them to start thinking with a little bit of foresight, because that will serve them 5 years down the line. For example, when just after we got married, I bought another house right opposite where we were living, right? And for me, the foresight of probably buying another house in another part of the city didn't even occur to me, because I loved where we were living at that point in time. It felt like the center of the city. The foresight to think that, as you live a lot more, as time goes by, there's going to be a lot more traffic, it's going to be a lot more congested, and it's going to be that much more harder. That foresight wasn't there. When you have the kids, you want to be closer to where kids' schools are, wasn't there. And suddenly, we found ourselves in a place in Bangalore where the means to get to good schools that we wanted our kids to go to were really far, and we were stuck with having two houses in the same vicinity, and then to move suddenly seemed like the move was too big a move, and suddenly opened up different options for us, saying, okay, we can move to probably another city or another country, and that's how we ended up being here. Foresight is something I didn't have growing like as a young man, and I think those are things that I would have loved to have had as a young man. And I think those are things I kind of missed out on, but I think those are things I've learned along the way, and I still feel I'm young to learn and grow into those aspects. Like for you, I would always suggest having foresight when you're making investments, when you're making life choices, to think about 5 years down the line, where do you see your life being, to set a vision, to set a goal, or not a goal, but maybe a vision as to where you want your life to be, or where you see your life being, and then make life choices working backwards according to that.
Makes sense.
No, absolutely.
We'll now slightly go back in time to when you were that young, not that foresighted, but still in the moment young man
Mm.
to the famous bowl out as to
Huh.
what it was.
Yeah.
Now, how was that experience for you? Because you had not bowled much prior. In first class cricket,
No,
you
so I
have
bowled.
slight.
Like, see, the thing is, one of my abilities was that I was jack of all. You know,
Okay.
I was multifaceted in that sense. I could perform a lot of skills. But one of the downsides to that is since you can do a lot of things, you have to really channelize yourself to master a few.
Yeah.
You know, and again, the nuanced kind of mental ability to say, okay, I need to focus on 2-3 skills one there, and that came a little later on. Had that landed on me when I was 18 or 19, I would have probably been a wicketkeeper bat, and a really good one at that, through my career. But since I was someone who was willing to do anything for the team, I was like, I could field well, I could keep well, I could bat anywhere in the batting order from number 1 to number 7, number 8, I could bat anywhere there. Made me, I thought, indisposable, but made me even disposable, because I was a jack of all in that sense.
It became like a filling spot. Achha, this
Yeah,
one's
yeah,
injured today.
correct,
Robbie
yeah.
said.
So, having said that, bowl out is something that, I've said this multiple times, I think, in multiple interviews where people ask me about the bowl out. And I think the first person anyone should give credit to is Venkatesh Prasad, because he read the playing conditions of the World Cup that year. And in those playing conditions, it was like, if a match is tied, the winner of the match will be decided by a bowl out. And then what the bowl out would entail. And then so as a game during our warm-ups, he said batters will play against bowlers and we'll do the bowl out. So the batters versus bowlers was what happened after every warm-up before practice. And in that, the ones who would hit it the most as batters would be Virubai, Rohit, me, I think to an extent, no, I don't know if Dinesh was bowled, but 3 or 4 of us were the ones who hit it most often. MS would also hit it because he'd take part as a batter. And so when the opportunity came, when he knew the bowl out was going to happen, I went to MS and like, bro, I have to bowl. Please just let me bowl. And one of the things I realized in hindsight was that for him, he was captaining for the first time, right?
Yeah.
Captaining a World Cup game. His first World Cup game as captain. And I went to him as a young 21, 22-year-old. I went to him, bro, I have to bowl. He just looked at me and he said, okay, bowl, you bowl. In hindsight, for him to back me at that point in time must have been really hard, right? But I think what he recognized was that he saw someone with a lot of confidence who was willing to put himself in the firing line and said, okay, I want to do this for my team. Just give me the opportunity. Whereas it's a pressure situation, right? Not a lot of people are willing to be in that kind of high pressure situation. So he saw that I was so confident that he decided to back the confidence that he saw that I had in myself. And I think that was, one of the starts of perhaps his journey as a leader in recognizing and backing people who showed confidence in their own ability.
Yeah.
You know, and I think for me, that was one of those nuanced kind of experience that I personally had, where I got an insight into him as a captain, as a leader within the group. And when the opportunity came, I was like, okay, I just need to hit the wicket. That bowling action that I had at that point in time was my imitation of what Sachin Tendulkar's action is. I would imitate people's actions growing up. And so that was my Sachin Tendulkar action. And I was like, okay, what is the best action I can use to hit the stumps? Like, okay, I want to use Paji's action. And he used his action and I hit the stumps. It was fun. It was a fun experience. I was basically riding very high on confidence because I was just scored a 50 in that game. It was my first T20 game against Pakistan, my debut game, and then against Pakistan.
And
we somehow tied the game in
inaugural
a World Cup.
T20 World Cup.
Correct. We somehow tied the game. So I was really riding high on confidence. And I think that confidence kind of just poured through into getting that bowl out.
And I think it was after 2008 when IPL was also began, and you were part of it from the first IPL itself.
Yeah.
From where it was to where it is now, it seems like two different leagues in two different worlds altogether. While you were going through your 2008, 2012 victory, 14 victory, 21 victory, could you have foreseen not only growth of IPL but the opportunities these youngsters get, that for them, one IPL contract is not just change in life, it's literal change in life. It's like there's some domestic uncapped players getting 8, 9, 10 crores for their IPL contracts purely because they feel the need that is required. And now the money aspect is a different topic. What we're going to go more into is while you were playing, did you foresee that growth coming into this?
No, no one foresaw that because I think uh, the game evolved. I felt like just the game of cricket evolved so much from 2007 to where it is today. It's just diametrically completely opposite, right? I remember in 2004 or 3 or 4 when I was playing, just started playing first class cricket, I got dropped from my Ranji Trophy team because in an under 19 state match which we won and I was captain of, I played a reverse sweep and I got out. I was given out, even though I was not out, I was given out. And I got dropped from the Ranji Trophy team and I got reprimanded and dropped.
But purely for what you did in a different match, in a different team.
Yeah, and for playing a reverse sweep because it was such an unorthodox shot at that point in time. And here we are 20 years later, where if you can't play that shot, you're not good enough to be in any team. Right? Yeah. My son grows up like today, whenever he plays cricket for fun, one of the things he does is plays the paddle, plays the reverse paddle, the reverse sweep, the sweep. Like that's what they're growing up learning.
Yeah.
Like,
Sky's first international shot is a swoop over Markwood like this.
Yeah. So the game's changed.
Yeah.
It's just opposite right now. Right? It's not an orthodox game anymore. You don't go by the orthodox norms anymore. The game's opened up completely, and we saw that. I think IPL, you have to give credit to where it's deserved. IPL was that catalyst to change the game to the extent that it has changed. I can tell you from 2016 to now, the game is different.
Yeah.
The game was different from 28 to 2012. The game changed from 2012 to 2016. The game's changed so much from 2016 to where it is now.
Yeah.
And it's just evolved. You can't beat evolution. I think evolution is a part of life in every aspect of life. And I think cricket's evolved as well. And wonderfully so. And today, I love the fact that kids who haven't played international cricket are able to earn life-changing money. And I think that's incredible. I remember when we first started earning money, a lot of ex-cricketers weren't really happy about it. I love the fact that everyone's earning so much money. Yeah, like let everyone become rich. No, why just like one section? Like everyone, let all of us be rich. And I love it. I love the fact. And be sensible with what you earn.
Yeah.
Keep your feet on the ground, head in your shoulders. But yeah, if you deserve it, you earn it.
Quick highlight over which was your memorable and just purely stats wise best IPL, which was a 2014. Anyway, so you were the first orange cap holder to win
the
this
IPL,
season as well, and it took 7 more years despite having some amazing overall year performances. But that 2014 season was your literal actual like stamp key. You've been juggled around positions in and out of teams for India also so many times where you would get 2 matches, someone's coming out of injury, and regardless of what the 2 matches happened, it's just a straight swap, and that consistency never actually came through to say that, okay, no, give him 10 matches, give him 20 matches. But this was your actual, 2012 400 plus run season, 2014 660 orange cap. What was fueling you through that? Because that also season was half and half, where the first half not the best for you, second half.
Yeah.
What was that change?
Well, in 2012, I began a process of breaking myself down to my roots and building myself up again. 1, completely as a human being, and 2, completely as an athlete, as a cricketer, and 3, as a batter. So, from a technical point of view, at the age of 25, I decided that I want to overhaul my batting technique in pursuit of trying to achieve my goal of playing Test cricket for India. So I went through a process of unlearning, where I broke my batting down to its foundations. Like I broke it down to its foundation and started rebuilding again. That process took 2 years. The short answer is that process took 2 years, and in 2 years I set my new technique. My new technique kind of took shape and became more molded and became more assured, and like muscle memory was built over 2 years of I don't know how many repetitions, and once that formed, performances became a byproduct of it, So I was like, okay, and so for me, the IPL and anything else I was playing was in pursuit of the test cap. So I knew that if I wanted to play at the highest level and I wanted to play test cricket, I needed to win every tournament that I was playing in, and I needed to perform in every tournament that I was playing in. I needed to contribute in the victory of every tournament I was playing in, and rightfully so. 2013-14 was domestically an incredible season for me. 13 to I think 17 were incredible seasons where I kind of like just top scored domestic cricket practically most domestic tournaments. And then the test cap didn't happen because by that time I was about 29, 30, and they weren't willing to look at me. I was already tagged like a white ball cricketer, and I have no regrets because in pursuit of the test cap, I left no stone unturned. And when I did retire in cricket in India, I cannot tell you the overwhelming peace I experienced because I knew that I had exhausted everything that I could exhaust in my pursuit of excellence within cricket in India. I tried everything. I, in fact, pioneered a couple of movements. I think I was the first guy to hire a personal batting coach in cricket. Nobody has ever had. People have worked with coaches and they work with coaches, but I actually professionally hired. Like, in India, cricketers get a lot of things for free, but me and Praveen Amre kind of started this trend of working professionally with one coach that you trust on specific skills. So I became, I think, in India the first guy to hire a professional batting coach one-on-one, you know. And initially we were ridiculed, but the trend caught on, and today practically everyone has their own personal batting coach that they work with. I don't know if they work on a professional basis, but we worked on a professional basis, and I think that's the way to go because I don't think value is added for free.
Yeah, energy exchange has to be
Energy
there.
exchange has to happen, and I believe when you give something, you actually get back something. And when you're giving someone, when someone is sharing knowledge and someone is sharing that energy with you, you need to repose that in some form or the other. And for me, it was something that was very integral to me, very congruent to who I am as a person. So I kind of exercised that with Praveen sir, and it's a relationship that works to this day. And I've learned so much about batting today. I know that I'll be able to help anyone and everyone with anything to do with batting because I have gone to the pits of hell with batting. And I know I can help anybody with batting. That's the confidence that I possess as far as batting is concerned.
You say that there's no regrets for the test cap not turning out. But did it hurt? Does it still
No, it doesn't hurt.
hurt?
There's no pain attached to it at all, because there's a lot of joy, pride, and peace with everything that process entailed. Because I think it's not the destination that makes the journey that brings you joy. It's the journey itself. The journey itself was so filled with multiple kind of milestones and joys and sorrows and ups and downs and highs and lows, and I wouldn't exchange that for anything. And I think it only added value to me as a human being. And I think today I'm a soul in this incarnation, this body, going through this incarnational life. And in this journey, I have experienced so many wonderful things, and I believe it's the lows that make the highs so sweet.
Yeah.
And it's the highs that make us value the lows. Today, I think as a human being, if you think back of some of your fondest memories, among them will be memories of resilience, of things that you've overcome in your life. And for me, I think those will be some of your fondest memories because that's shown you your true character and revealed character to you, and that's something that's been a part of each individual's self-discovery. And I truly believe there's a hero in each one of us, and each individual, there's a story of a hero within that. It's about discovering that. And for me, I've been through so many wonderful things in my life, good and bad, which have served me to become who I am today. To not just to myself, but to my wife, to my kids, to my friends, and who are extended family. So for me, it's who I am today. So all of those have made me who I am. So I don't look back at that there's no regret at all with anything.
That's amazing. That's such a positive way to put
Yeah.
life's challenges and
Yeah.
kind of look at it that way, because
Yeah,
you learn
because
so much about yourself, right?
yeah,
through
because
this journey.
if you operate from the perspective of everything in life that happens to you because it serves you, there's no other way you will experience life. You will experience life from the point of view of, wow, this enriched me. I learned something, right?
Yeah.
That's truly what I believe. I think some things are actually destiny, and I think if you want to speak to any cricketer who plays cricket in India, will tell you that luck exists.
For
Will
sure.
tell you that
Yeah.
destiny exists, because I was very close to the testing. I was very close to making the testing. In fact, it was between KL Rahul and me, and in the tournament, it was a Duleep Trophy final. And in the first innings, I got an 80. He got a 180. In the second innings, I got a 40. He got a 100. So he went through to Australia and then went on to make his debut. If I'd gotten 100 in each innings, I probably would have gone through.
Yeah.
We were that close, right? So it's not like I wasn't close. I was close.
Yeah.
But it was his destiny. When I think of it, he's practically a brother to me.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was like, for me, will I feel slighted that my brother went ahead of me? Absolutely not. I love the fact that KL went on to, and look at KL today, captain India, vice captain the Indian team currently, achieving everything that he's achieving. What a class act, much improved player. And I've seen him practically growing up in front of my eyes, right? So I just feel it was a matter of destiny, and it happened to a brother of mine instead of me. I'm joyous about that, because today I have a life here with my kids and my family where I'm spending the formative years of their life with them, and I wouldn't exchange that for freaking anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of life here, how was the transition from like moving from India? Because I'm a full Dubai kid.
Yeah.
Born, raised, like I have.
इसको हिंदी भी
like,
नहीं आती बोलने ढंग से.
I mean,
Tutti-frutti
there's a
But
Dubai
you know
version
your
of
Hindi is also not that good.
यार मैं तो
But yours is because it's not first language.
हाँ, मेरा सेकंड लैंग्वेज भी नहीं है, थर्ड लैंग्वेज है मेरा.
That's right.
मैं
Mine's my first language is English.
हाँ, second language is Hindi.
Yeah, but I mean,
और वो भी नहीं आती.
so my point is, like, I have never really felt connected to my roots in India, and cricket was the one thing. Like, I remember growing up, my mom is the biggest fan of cricket. Like, she is there
Like
at
Facebook
every
blog cricket fan.
yeah, like she would blog her thoughts about it, and she would talk like whatever
Sweet.
she thought, and she loved it. She absolutely still loves it to this day. She used to get me to watch it so much, and watching cricket was one thing that made me feel so connected to India. But still, like I've never lived there, so I don't know how it is to live day in day out. How is your kind of view on, having such a fulfilling life there, and then moving here and having such a yet a fulfilling life, but on a very different kind of scale?
Well, I think living in India prepares you for the world, because India is not a straightforward society. We're very cerebral people, right? We are very we work here. That's our strength. This is our biggest strength, And I think we've gotten as far as we've gotten in the world today in 70 years of independence, is because we're such cerebral people, right? One of the strongest economies in the world, largest populations in the world, and we have successful Indians in every part of the world.
Yes.
In
You
every
can go
field.
to Africa, to Timbuktu, to America, to New Zealand, to Australia, to South America. We're everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And we're thriving. We're not surviving. We're thriving,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
And I think that's because we're cerebral people. We understand risks. I think it's a blessing to be born in India, yeah. And I think I got the best of, like, my father's a Hindu, my mother's a Christian, and I got the whole spectrum of experiencing India from a Hindu perspective, from a Christian perspective, and I've kind of dealt into each religion. I've gone deep into it. There was a point when I was seeking faith in Christianity and seeking God there. Now I'm seeking God in Hinduism, and I'm like learning and growing and like enriching myself so much. And it's been an incredible experience, and I think there's no substitute to living in India. It's challenging, it comes with its challenges, and I think every place comes with its challenges and pros and cons, but
Yeah.
it sets you up for life. And moving here has been challenging for me personally, because I've removed myself completely out of my comfort zone, and for the sake of my kids and my family, I've plonked myself in a place where it's not, I've been finding my feet for a year.
Yeah.
You know, I've been like, okay, what do I do here? You know, what are the things that I can do here? But along the way, I have met such incredible people. God has blessed me with the ability, not the ability, but just the blessing of meeting one person who was like one after the other, like a domino effect. I've met just such incredible people, like really knock on wood, you know, that I've, and it's been so enriching. And I'm so grateful to God and the universe for blessing me with such wonderful people and who practically become family. I cannot think of doing something at home without having them over, you know, without having them be a part of it in some way, form, or fashion. They become our first circle, and if I can pick up the phone at any point during the day, it could be at 3 o'clock in the morning, I can pick up the phone and say, listen, I need help, and they will be here in 20 minutes.
Yes.
I've met like friends who are for life here in the 1 year that I've been here. So it kind of balances out the fact that I'm completely out of my comfort zone in say provision to my family, you know, from a father or a husband's perspective. But it's been great, man, and I love it for the kids. I love the fact that I'm driving again.
Yeah.
Like I stopped driving in India in 2015.
For sure.
You know, I hired a driver in India in 2015 because I was like, I can't drive in this traffic anymore. But I'm driving again. I love it.
Yeah.
Drop the
Dubai
kids to
roads are
school.
made for driving.
Yeah.
Purely.
It's the best.
You know, and
Especially on your car.
yeah, bro, it's a lot of fun.
There's like 0 to 100 in 1 second.
Yeah,
Like, zoom.
it's fun, and kids have multiple things to do, which we weren't able to do it back in Bangalore because of the traffic.
And the safety aspect must also put your mind at ease.
Huge.
Yeah.
It's so safe, man. It is so safe. It's my son today goes to a school where in a class of 25 kids, he's got 16 or 17 nationalities. It makes the world a smaller place for him. And I think as a parent, what do you want? You want your kid to feel empowered in the world, right? And I think Dubai is a place that offers that to you as a parent. You know, if you and if you want to add that value to your child, it gives you that opportunity to be able to add that value to a kid. So tomorrow, I think as Indians, na, hum log we think here we're, or there used to be this mentality of being intimidated by
that's very
people
true.
of different countries,
100%.
especially the whites. You know, especially the Caucasians of the world, right?
Yeah.
It's not the case anymore.
It's not.
I'm not. I think because of my exposure to sport, and so is my wife. She also played international sports, so she's not intimidated.
Yeah.
And today I would say so are my kids today, because from a young age you expose them to that, and they're like, hey, it's part of life.
Yeah.
I grew up with this, so it's not foreign to me. It's normal to me.
Yeah.
And I think you want that. You want to provide that to your kids
Absolutely.
as a parent.
That's very true, because even when I went from my schooling here and I did my masters in UK, not for not even 1 second I felt that disassociation that, oh, these people are new, this accent is new, I don't know how to deal with that.
Yeah.
There were more moments where I felt my classmates who were from there felt actually more ki, okay, how do we approach Abhishek? How should we say this? How should we that? Because
Sorry.
he's carrying the confidence of seeing the world.
Correct.
And that makes a big difference.
Yeah.
And when I had batchmates there, or just people in my uni with me who were Indians or Pakistanis or Bangladeshis, but they had not seen outside of their hometown or their city, I could see the difference.
Yeah.
Not in terms of that, oh, they're shy, that's just a personality trait, but
Yeah.
just that self-belief was less in
confidence.
them. That confidence ki, like if I want something, I can't say it openly just because behind the counter that skin doesn't match to mine.
Correct.
But I could see that, and in those moments I felt grateful. Okay, I was in Dubai, because when I was in Dubai I was like,
You meet the same kind
it's
of
like
people.
it's the same. But
See,
when you're there,
Correct. It's a different thing altogether, right?
and like now she works in Australia. I had first time gone to Australia, and you hear this thing about Australians that they are brash, they are on your face, they say what they want. But I actually found it comfortable.
Yeah.
Because I was like, that's how Dubai is.
Yeah.
That's how I'm treated here as well.
Yeah.
I actually found it so comforting that no one's sugarcoating,
Anything to you.
and no one is also saying when it doesn't affect them, which
Yeah.
happens in India sometimes, where
Yeah.
it doesn't have anything to do with them, but they're still saying,
Still saying it.
Still saying it. I actually found that refreshing.
Yeah, it is quite nice. They are quite in your face and direct, and I like that.
See?
You'd rather be that than
For
be
sure.
something else, right?
Absolutely.
For me, when I look at it from a parent's perspective, right, I look at me becoming a parent as a huge privilege. right? I think it's a big blessing from God that He thought that me as a soul, or He deemed me fit to be responsible for two other souls.
Yeah.
You know, and that blessing I value, and I like, okay, from that position, what can I do as a parent? And this is an internal discussion between my wife and I. Like, what can we do as parents to do the best that we can do with what we have to empower our kids to become the best people or the best souls that they can become in their journey in this incarnation.
Yeah.
So from that perspective is how we make most of our decisions.
Yeah.
You know, so we base it, that's the foundation out of which we work. So, and then, so it became like not even a discussion case, it became like a, yaar, ye to karna hi hai, yaar, let's do this for the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about kids, now we'll move on to something fun.
Yes.
Not in that aspect. We are gonna get into our game time.
Yes.
So, game time.
Animation.
That's animation cue. Animation.
Game time.
Game time. Anushka, please
Yes.
explain our game to our lovely guests.
Yes. Okay. So the game is called.
She's not prepared to explain this, by the way. She thought I'm gonna explain
I
it.
don't need to be prepared.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
you said, Indians, we are. You know.
Yeah,
Very
we're
good.
right
Let's
there.
go.
Yeah,
Explain the game.
So basically, this game is called Don't Get Me Started, and I'm gonna give you a topic, and you have 30 seconds or
No.
a minute.
You have 30 seconds to think.
Yeah.
And then for 90 seconds, you have to non-stop passionately ramble on it.
Yes.
It can be for, against, it doesn't matter. So what we're going to do is, she'll give you a topic. You have
Yes.
30 seconds to think.
Yeah.
90 seconds, you have to passionately argue for, against, about whatever
Are you
you
going
want.
to time it?
Yes.
Yeah, we're
Oh,
going to time.
time it.
We're
Okay,
gonna
come
time
on.
it. Okay.
Then you are going to give me a topic.
Hmm.
I'm going to get 30 seconds. Then 90 seconds I will go. And then I will give her a topic. Same rules. And then we'll mutually decide who was
Who
what.
did the best?
Yeah.
By the way, I demolished Kubra in this.
Okay.
If you haven't seen, check that out.
It's right there.
It's right there. Let's just click on it. It's somewhere. I don't know. Click it. Okay.
Okay.
So,
Are we
what is
ready?
this topic?
So your topic is aeroplane food.
Okay.
Go.
You have 30 seconds to
To
think.
think about it. Go.
Okay.
Hold on.
3, 2, 1, go.
So I think aeroplane food is actually quite nice. Sometimes, especially if you're traveling first class, I look forward to it. If it's business or first class, it's a lot of fun. I think it's a journey on its own. For me, I always like to travel business or first class because I feel like, man, I've freaking earned it. So I'm going to travel business or first class. so for me, it's an experience. So I go in there knowing that, I'm going to have this drink. Now, if I'm flying Emirates, then we're going to have this drink. If I'm flying some other airline, what drink I'm going to have? What am I going to eat? What are the things that are nice there? Sometimes I check the menu before going in. I'm like, oh, this is what I'm looking forward to. I make sure that I'm allergic to seafood now. So I tell them, okay, allergic to seafood, can't have seafood. So my choices are all down there. I'm like, okay, theek hai. I want, like, what nuts do I have? How much nuts do I have with my drink? Now I have these many amount of nuts, or do I have like that much and then save myself for the dessert? Like, what desserts are there? And I'm like, first I'll go through the desserts. I'll be like, okay, meze platter. Generally, when you're traveling from Dubai to India, there's a meze platter. And that,
Emirates.
if there's no mutabel, I'm disappointed. I'm like, how can there not be mutabel? Mutabel has to be a part of it, right? You need to have mutabel, bro. How can you not have mutabel on a flight back to India, right? There's hummus there. Hummus is nice. They give some olive oil on the side, which is also nice. Generally, it's some nice mango cake or something, which is okay. One of the disappointments, I think, for me, has been the those sweets after. You want to get some nice truffle sweets in there, something that excites you, because life is a box of chocolates, guys, and if you don't get the right chocolates, it's disappointing.
Sorry, sir.
You know?
Sorry,
And besides that, wait, I'm not done.
I am done. Sir.
So life is a box of chocolates, kid.
गाड़ी की चाबी कहाँ है? Bye. Sorry.
That was.
Mutabal? How many times can someone say mutabal in
That
90
was.
seconds?
Let me just. This is the first time playing the game for
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
and if that's what I'm up against, that's gonna be hard.
Pause.
Okay.
That was
wow.
insane. Oh my god. Talk about
That was
being
really
prepared
good.
for the moment.
know.
Oh my god. Did you practice this?
No, bro.
Did you watch the Kubra episode? Linked up here. Okay, so now we should make him go
Next.
last.
We
Now
should-
the bar is so high.
The bar is very high.
Yeah. Now if we
good.
beat him, it'll look like he was horrible. And if we lose, it'll look like we are horrible. It didn't go gradually.
Yeah, that was.
Okay.
Should we do like a scoring and then Or no? At
No,
the end,
we'll
we
just mutually
decide.
No,
decide
do it,
who's
do it.
felt
No,
more
no, do scoring
convicting.
at the end.
Scoring.
Yeah,
At the
yeah.
end.
Scoring
Like
at
in
the
the end, once everyone's is done, no, then we'll have a perspective on what
Yeah.
we're creating against.
Okay.
Okay, so now
I mean,
I
you
will
have,
give you a
you have to
topic.
give me.
Give-
You both can discuss if you want a topic.
Oh, we
for me.
both can discuss.
You
it.
can if you want, no problem.
Okay.
But if you have a topic in mind,
Yeah.
no problem. Anything
I can't
you can give.
Okay, I have something on top of my head.
Say
go for it.
You have a minute and a half to talk about Spanish latte.
Spanish latte. Okay.
3, 2, 1.
See, the word Spanish and latte together, they fascinate me purely because I'm not much of a coffee person. What I drink is either water, protein shake, or other people's blood. Not because I'm a vampire, just because I'm blood sucking. Now, Spanish latte, when I hear that at Starbucks, it confuses me because am I getting Spanish as in SL Viento or am I getting latte as in kicks from under the Starbucks table? Now, when I see Spanish latte next to latte, I'm like, what is the coffee gonna come to me like, hola? And I don't know what's happening, right? So, Spanish latte confuses me purely for that aspect, as in what makes it Spanish? Is it gonna come with a sombrero on its head? Is it gonna come with enchilada or empanada next to it? I don't know what's happening. Why is it Spanish? Why is it Spanish? That no one answers me that. I go to Starbucks, I say, why is it Spanish latte? They want grande or venti. Why is it Spanish? Grande or venti. I don't understand. Why is it Spanish? Okay, so let's move on from why is it Spanish. Then next to what is Spanish latte?
Yeah.
As I just said, I don't know what is Spanish latte. I don't know what it is. Why is it Spanish latte? And I know people, there was this big hype where they would be, oh, I have latte. And then suddenly, babe, I have Spanish latte. I have Spanish latte. I'm like, तुम एस्पेनियोल तो गए नहीं हो कभी, तुम अपने दिल्ली से बाहर निकले नहीं हो, देहरादून से उत्तरी सड़क तो देखी नहीं है, तुम्हें स्पेनिश लाटे पीने जिंदगी में, स्पेनिश लाटे, स्पेन की स्पेलिंग आती नहीं है तुम्हारे को, स्पेन में क्या भाषा बोलते आता नहीं है, स्पेन का फ्लैग तुम्हें आता नहीं, स्पेनिश लाटे पीने, आई डोंट अंडरस्टैंड दिस हाइप. ओके, व्हाट इज लाटे, व्हाट इज स्पेनिश, आई डोंट अंडरस्टैंड. आई नीड प्लेन अमेरिकानो और आई नीड चाय और आई नीड वाटर. व्हाट इज स्पेनिश लाटे, आई डोंट अंडरस्टैंड, मेरे को नहीं समझ, आई डोंट नो व्हाट इज एस्पेनियल.
Done. I love the intensity.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like the
That was a
different-
proper kind of bashing of the word
yeah,
of the
that
two
was-
words of Spanish
Yeah.
latte.
But I feel like yours was more conviction. Mine felt like I'm trying for it.
Yeah, but it was, you were very,
Yeah, I mean,
It's okay, I'm locked for second place.
and you were just automatically.
shots taken, Anushka. Shots.
We'll see now. Among the two of us, who's the more chatty one?
See, this
Actually,
this
that's a
game
tough
is not
question.
about chatting shit.
But you just chatted shit, bro.
I spoke on topic. Her storytelling ability is, you will find out.
What? Excuse me.
Like from there to there, and in between the most important part she skipped. I'm like, wait, how do we get to there?
Welcome to the world.
Okay, so now I have to give you a topic.
Oh my god.
That you
I
have
did
to
not
think
come
of.
prepared to actually do the games. I thought only.
I did not come prepared to talk about like food.
Okay,
true.
so topic that I'm gonna give you is okay. So the topic is sleeping with one foot out of the blanket.
Abhi, that is not a topic. That is not a topic.
Okay.
I'm gonna change my
Okay,
topic because I can.
Okay. Let
change.
me think.
needs to be
Boiling
like-
hot showers.
This is such a lame topic.
Spanish latte.
Such a good topic.
Because you like
Such
coffee.
a good topic. I could have spoken about it for 1.5 hours.
How can you not know what Spanish latte is?
I actually don't know. I swear I
It's
You
don't.
don't
basically a
know?
latte with condensed milk. That's
Exactly.
So why the condensed milk Spanish से आ रहा है, Spain से आ रहा है?
No,
No, they
that's the
discovered
style
there.
they make it in.
First of all, condensed milk was discovered in India
it. No.
because Indian moms put condensed milk in everything.
No,
It
they
was
don't.
discovered in India. bro.
Wait,
कुछ भी बकेगा
in every dessert they just put condensed milk on top like as if it's like some channa amrit or
Where
something.
do they put condensed milk?
Bro,
ये अपने अपने घर की बात कर रहा है.
in jalebis they just put in like everything they just put condensed milk. I'm having fruit, my mom just put condensed milk on top of fruit. I'm like, I'm trying to be healtwe. She's like, it's condensed. I'm like, it's sweet. She's like, it's condensed. I'm like, sweet. She's like, milk. We should talk, make a talk about matar pulao.
Please, Abhi.
Peas, abhi.
Peas.
Peas out of me.
Okay, just end.
Okay, we'll talk.
Cut.
We can talk about like something that she hates. Like we'll talk about peas.
Yeah.
Why she hates peas so much?
Peas in food. That's your topic. Now,
Fine.
for or against anything. You want 30 seconds?
No. You can
3,
start, I'm very passionate.
2, 1, go.
Okay, look. So basically, I just don't understand why people like peas. I think they are the most, like, arrogant. If vegetables could be arrogant, they're vegetables. Right? Yeah, they're not fruits. If vegetables could be arrogant, it would be peas. What the hell is peas in a pod? And why does only that vegetable get a statement? What does that even mean? First of all, now this is going to be a big pause moment, but something so naturally all the same size, round and small together, like, how does that, like, it's so naturally unnatural. And first of all, the taste, like, why is it so bitter? I don't understand. If it's like, it's supposed to taste nice, yes, okay, vegetables are healthy for you. So, like, I know some people say that, oh, like, maybe things that are good for you don't necessarily always taste good. But peas, they taste the worst. They should just not exist. I don't understand. I already.
As I said, so as I said, I'm locked in for second place. As I said, that time it was shots fired.
I think
It's called Bhavishya
I think I got a very, very lame topic to begin with.
I promise you, he and I could continue your peace thing and
Yeah.
you just go on.
I have a doubt.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
peas are you eating?
Yeah, why are they
What do you
bitter?
mean? They're so bitter. They're so
First of all,
karma.
they're-
Are you having like raw peas?
Like green peas.
Yeah, but raw green peas are you having?
No, like,
Like cooked?
yeah, I don't remember the last time.
Like
I
as
had
in
them.
when you have matar paneer,
Yeah.
the matar in that is kadwa to you.
Yeah.
Like boiled peas is not like bitter. It's like
You know,
bland.
even
It's so bitter.
even
It's like aloo.
even raw peas
it's a
are not
green
bitter.
color aloo.
Even raw peas are not bitter.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're not bitter.
They know the skin is.
They're
You
so bitter.
like you don't have edamame.
No.
Edamame is not
Edamame is
bitter.
peas.
That's why.
It's not
like-
peas.
Like, it's
It's
like
ki-
peas.
it's the
The
same.
same thing.
Kidney peas.
Okay, so this was part of my talking thing because you all joined in. That's not my
Yeah,
fault.
yeah. Okay.
So that's part of my
Doesn't matter.
one
He
and a
came,
half
he, came,
minute.
he came first. He's first. Second and third we'll share
Yeah.
price.
I didn't even shake your hands.
Okay, so that was game time.
Yes.
Big round of applause for
Woo!
Robin's immaculate
Slayed.
performance under the
Slayed
pressure.
it.
Arey, I
6
got the
minutes
gift
of the
of the
last
gab,
ball
bro.
and
That was really good.
upper
Yeah.
scoop, some reverse paddle, something
Thanks to
through the
Uthappa.
legs up here. Somewhere it
Arey, if I had more time, I would have gone and spoken about the
I had to
Machinaro
stop you.
cherries
Because
that I love.
I could sense that you were going to go from Emirates to now another airline.
I was going to go to the Machinaro cherries that you get in these Emirates flights. They're so good, bro. I was going to go off on them, and then suddenly you're like, okay, 1.5 minute ho gaya.
Please, nahi. Next thing is, oh, arey, kal ka din aa gaya. So to round up this
Yes.
amazing experience that we have had, we
Yes.
just have a few quick questions
Yeah.
which fans have submitted. So
Yeah.
you can give quick answers. There's no pressure to really elaborate because most of their answers have already been like naturally come out in conversation. So first question is, what is the one piece of advice you would give your 22-year-old self? Apart from having foresight, because that you've already said now.
Oh, so what's another piece of advice?
Another piece of advice would be to shift the way I think. I would have, if I had to give a piece of advice, I would say just shift the way you think and the way you perceive things. Change your perception about life as it happens to you.
Okay.
Okay. 2014 IPL we spoke about. What was more memorable? 2012, your first IPL championship victory, or 2021?
Arey, so, I think 2021 definitely was the most memorable after 2014 because, I think I as a person like to contribute. And for me, the first 10, 12 games of that tournament, my only contribution was to pani dena, help with I want to contribute in a deeper way to the team. And to get that opportunity to do it in the back end of the tournament in a way that was meaningful to the team in helping us win the championship was very satisfying. So 2021. I think also the support that CSK fans have.
There's just pure love in that
Yeah,
atmosphere.
And not to take away from KKR fans, I think they are truly passionate fans, and I think rightfully so. And a lot of them are also upset with me.
Yeah.
They don't like me now, but I love the KKR fans. I think they've given me a lot of love and a lot of support and a lot of affection through the years. And I think on some level, perhaps I let them down in my last season for KKR. For my own reasons, and there were a lot of reasons behind that. A lot of things happened, transpired. If I ever write a book, maybe you'll know, but maybe I won't. So
You heard it here first, folks. Robin was coming out with his own book
No, I'm not.
shortly. Link down in description. Also, other stuff.
But yeah, as in, I think for the fans, I think the fans play such an integral part in cricket. You can never leave them out of a victory or a loss, and the role that they play in pursuit of championships. And the CSK fans have been integral in every pursuit.
Last question.
If-
Fun question.
If you were on a cooking show, what is the one dish you would make to impress the judges?
Oh wow! I make a bunch. I make I bake a lot of desserts. I love baking, so I'd have made my famous cookie recipe. I make a
Ooh.
mean cookie.
We're
Someday.
waiting. We're the judges.
Yeah.
We're waiting.
I'll make it.
Interesting.
I've actually now we have a kitchen big enough that I can actually go in and operate in it.
Content idea: cooking with Robin on the Made of Me show.
That would be fun.
Trademarked here.
As long as
Can't
you
do
don't
it.
use peas.
Peas in a cookie.
Yeah, why don't we use peas in a cookie? Try it out.
I like that.
I'm out.
There's matar ka parantha. You can do matar ka
I'm
cookie.
Yeah.
If it's kadwa, we'll add sugar to it.
Yeah.
I'm out.
So guys, that wraps up what has been an amazing, unbelievably insightful, funny,
I was gonna say that.
educational,
Yes,
everything
it was
conversation.
Very insightful. So many different things that we've learned about you, and I think
Thank you.
the key thing I think for me was when you said that like us as a race which is so
Let's
resilient.
steer from race topics here. Us as a community.
and no, I really
No, but, the world's gonna be brown and yellow, man.
Yeah.
Give it 50 years, we're gonna be brown and yellow.
no, you're truly inspiring, and it's been a pleasure to sit and have a chat with you.
Thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure, guys. It's been so much fun sitting and talking with you all. And thanks for that 90 second thing. That was fun, man. I actually enjoyed it. Improv.
Before we
Yes.
wrap up, there's one
Yes.
thing we like to do at the end of each episode is to say one thing we are grateful for. It doesn't have to be what happened today. It can be something small. It can be anything that you're just grateful for. It's just giving positive energy back into the universe. Would you like to go first, or would you like us to start? How do you
Start. Let's start. We'll start with the lady.
Okay.
Oh,
What are you
okay.
grateful for?
I am very
Apart from
grateful.
losing.
Not grateful for peace. That's what I'm not grateful for. I am very grateful for the opportunity to talk to you and meet you and learn so much from you and us doing the show together. Grateful for you. Yeah, it's just, the show is just helped us meet so many people and talk to so many
Yeah,
wonderful
that's
people.
damn cool.
And it's just been really nice sitting and talking to you.
Super.
Yeah.
I am grateful for having ability and preparation for when the opportunity arises. Whether it's having a conversation with you, whether it's any other moment in life, when that opportunity presents itself, I'm just grateful. More often than not, I am prepared to rise up to it. So I'm just grateful for that. Coming from my parents, I'm grateful for them as well. Thoda credit unko, thoda mere ko, thoda upar. So, passed around. Just grateful.
Yeah. I'm very grateful for your mom. Because I think
वहाँ पे मत जा.
she's an incredible person.
Yeah.
And I think you're clearly a byproduct of her. And I think the role she's played in your life, the role she's played in our lives has been something that I'm truly grateful for. And
Plug in Janvi Kaur.
yes, please
Insta
plug in
here.
Janvi
Please follow
Gaur.
Insta.
But yeah, as in I think to have met you through her and share the friendship that I share with you, and you're truly like a younger brother to me, and I absolutely love you, and I only want good things to happen to you, and I want you to keep continuing to grow and learn and evolve as you are.
Thank you so much. On that lovely note, we will wrap up here, guys.
Yes.
This is the Made of Me show. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all good stuff for the good stuff. I know 99.9% of you are Robin's viewers who are coming here, but if there is one who is not, please do follow Robin as well on all his socials. It's going to be linked here, linked down, everything. And
Don't forget, we're here for you today
tomorrow,
and every day after that.
bye.